Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. It's time for another deep dive into the latest drama unfolding in Salem. Today, we have an intriguing and mysterious story that has left fans on the edge of their seats. Could it be that Jullie Williams, a beloved character known for her emotional resilience and long-standing connection to Doug Williams, is being tricked by a man who claims to be Doug's nephew? Is this newcomer an imposter with a hidden agenda? Or is he truly the long-lost family member he claims to be? We'll break down everything that's happened so far and explore the shocking twists in this developing story. The episode begins with an emotionally charged scene. Jullie is sitting alone at Doug's grave, her heart heavy with grief. She has just lost the love of her life, and the weight of his absence is becoming unbearable. As she reflects on their decades-long marriage and the profound impact Doug had on her life, the depth of her sorrow is clear. In a quiet moment of mourning, Jullie is startled when a mysterious figure approaches her. The man introduces himself as Doug Williams. Jullie, still reeling from the pain of Doug's passing, is immediately struck by the name. She knows all too well that her husband, Doug Williams, is dead. So, who is this man standing before her, claiming to carry the same name? Jullie, ever the sharp and curious character, demands answers. The man, sensing her skepticism, explains that while he shares the name Doug Williams, he is not the same person. He admits that he had been released from prison earlier that day and had come to Salem with the intention of meeting her. His tone is steady, but Jullie can't help but feel a mix of confusion and suspicion. After all, Doug Williams, the Doug she loved and lost, could not have just returned from the grave. Jullie, her disbelief growing, sarcastically suggests that the man must be about to claim that his cellmate was Bill Horton, her late husband's best friend and another significant figure in her life. To her surprise, the man responds with a nod, but he clarifies that his cellmate's name is Bill, not Bill Horton, but Bill something else entirely. This cryptic exchange only raises more questions in Jullie's mind. Could this man be an imposter? Could he be trying to deceive her into believing something that isn't true? But the man insists that his name is not just Doug Williams by coincidence, it's because he is, in fact, Doug Williams' grandson. As the conversation continues, the man reveals more about his past, and the truth begins to slowly unravel in front of Jullie. His name, he explains, was originally Douglas LeClaire, named after his father. However, after a series of revelations, he discovered that his biological father wasn't the man he had been led to believe. According to the man, his mother, Rebecca North, had undergone artificial insemination, and his real biological father was none other than Doug Williams himself. Jullie is taken aback by the revelation. She had always known Doug to be a man of great integrity and compassion, but this unexpected family history is something entirely new. Doug had a son, but this son had never been a part of Jullie's life. She struggles to absorb the gravity of the situation as she learns that this mysterious man is, in fact, Doug's grandson. The shock on Jullie's face is palpable. This news is more than she ever could have imagined. Despite the confusion, Jullie's maternal instincts kick in, and she pulls the man into a warm embrace. She realizes that Doug's legacy lives on through his grandson, and perhaps this is a moment of connection that was meant to be. This heartfelt moment, though, is tempered with the nagging feeling that there is much more to the story than what this man is letting on. After the revelation of his family ties, Jullie turns to a question that has been gnawing at her. Why was this man in prison? Doug III, as he is now calling himself, hesitates for a moment before admitting that he had run into trouble on his way to Salem. He doesn't go into details, but it's clear that his past is far from spotless. Jullie, ever the compassionate soul, doesn't press him too hard on the issue, perhaps seeing the pain in his eyes. However, she insists that he come home with her. After all, he is family now, and Jullie knows all too well the healing power of being surrounded by loved ones. But something doesn't sit right with Jullie. There's a subtle unease in the air, and despite her kind-hearted nature, she can't shake the feeling that this man might not be entirely truthful. Is he really Doug Williams' grandson, or is he an imposter trying to take advantage of the family's grief? As the story progresses, we discover that Doug 3 might not be as innocent as he appears. He was, in fact, the person responsible for the disappearance of a valuable bracelet from the time capsule, an incident that had left many in Salem confused and suspicious. At first, it seemed like an isolated incident, but now it seems that Doug 3's involvement may be part of a much bigger plan. What does this mean for Jullie? Could Doug 3 have a darker agenda? Is he pretending to be Doug's nephew, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? The timing of his arrival and the sudden disappearance of the bracelet seem far too coincidental to be written off as mere happenstance. As the pieces of this puzzle start to fall into place, it's clear that there is much more to Doug 3 than Jullie and the viewers initially realized. Could Doug 3's arrival mark the beginning of a new chapter for the Williams family? Or is it the start of a much darker and more dangerous tale? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.